Hi, I'm Leah, and this video is about stimming. So, stimming is like a repetitive movement, or it could be vocal, a repetitive vocal sound. So physically, it could be things like, for example, like rocking, um, sort of uh, flicking fingers or something like that. It could be biting nails, twiddling hair, fidgeting with things. I often shake my leg. Um, and then vocally, like just any repetitive sounds. So kids are often like autistic kids will often be told don't do it, not to do it, because they people might say it's annoying, or they might say it looks weird, so don't do it, because even though everyone does it, everyone twiddles with things and fidgets with things, it's more so in autistic people. And so yeah, kids can often be told not to do that, and that if they do it a lot, then people might say it looks weird and things like that. So yeah, if it's a damaging thing, like say I bite my nails a lot, and sometimes I bite them so much, like I can make them really bleed and really hurt. Like that's not good. So yeah, I have to try and stop myself if I'm going to hurt myself. But yeah, if a kid's doing a stim that's really damaging to themselves, that's hurting themselves, then they can be offered a new one, or asked to find a new one, and see what also helps them, rather than stopping. So yeah, why I've got my notes here to help me to remember what order to do things in. So the reasons why, that I could think of, just from my own personal experience, is things like to focus. Really, really helps to focus. So a physical movement or a vocal um, sound helps to, it feels to me like, and it might be different for different people, of course, but to me, just from my own experience, it feels like it zones out all the other interference, and sensory overwhelm. It helps to zone that out and really like kind of zone in. I suppose it's like grounding, it like really brings me into myself to be able to really focus, I'm right here and this is what I'm doing, and yeah, zone into what I'm doing and help to concentrate. Like if I'm listening to someone as well, it can help me to really listen to them if there's a lot of other things going on that could be really distracting. And moving on from that, it also it moves energy. It feels to me like it really moves energy, and it keeps energy flowing, which feels good. Whereas if I can because I can feel like energy in my body, like if it feels stuck or stagnant, that feels really, really uncomfortable. So any emotion feels huge to me. Usually, like most of the time, that would feel really, really big. I might not necessarily know what I'm feeling a lot of the time, but I can feel that I'm feeling something. And it's to stim it helps me to move it, and it helps me to feel calm, like a self-soothing, and to process it. Yeah. And also it feels like it moves anything trapped as well, like just stuck feeling. So for example, like if I'm stressed, then it helps to soothe, just focusing in on one thing. It's like an instinctive meditation, so it's really, really good. It's like, it really helps me to, yeah, it's like a meditation, to calm. With anger to me, it feels like a real rush of physical energy. It feels yeah, that feels like an emotion that feels really physical. So yes, again, stimming, it just helps to like move it, just physically do something with that feeling, which really, really helps to process it and bring it through the body. Happiness, like feeling happiness, like it literally feels like bubbling, you know, like I get so like sometimes if I'm feeling really, really happy about something. So it moves with it. Like it's like my emotional body and physical bodies working together. And I got this piece of writing off www.authenticityassociates.com. I was Googling some things and this website came up, and this piece of writing, so I put this in here. What we think of as emotion is the experience of energy moving through the body. This is generally felt as sensations of contraction like tension, or expansion as calm. And the Latin word for emotion is emotere. I don't know if I pronounced that right, emotere, which literally means energy in motion. So yeah, just that helping to physically move that through just feels really helpful. It's really, really good, and it helps me to stay calm, or to process things, or to listen, or to focus. So it's really good for me. And then also I've put into this video this in my writing that I've got here about my work in dance. So I've done a lot of work with dance for years and years, you know, many years, teaching dance, and doing dance myself at home. And when I was much younger, I was really noticing about how dance here, in the Western world, felt very performance centered, and I wasn't. It wasn't. I felt like I needed, that didn't sort of align with me really. Like, there was something else I was looking for in that, and yeah, so I did a lot of studying. I was really interested in studying tribal cultures all over the world, and I still am. And so I've done a lot of like really just observing things that I could find on video or information in books. I really liked any information about that, and so I was really noticing the difference between the dance in tribal cultures, as opposed to the dance in the Western world, as I say. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, it had real inner meaning, like a real sort of, it seemed like not done so much for performance, but more as a togetherness, like within the tribe. Even though like some dances are performed, if there's visitors and things like that, but it's like something, it's something between that village, between that family of people, to do together, with very deep inner meaning. And I noticed, it's real repetitive, simple movement, so again, like in Western dance, everything seemed very complicated a lot of the time. There was very it's complicated sort of choreography, complicated movements and things like that, all very much, but quite complex movements. Whereas most of the time, the dance movements I was seeing on when I study, when I've been studying tribal people, is like very simple, not always, but like, as I say, a lot of the time, very, very simple and repetitive movements, and those are the ones that I was really interested in. Those are the ones that I really like to watch and study, with so with a means to put intention into, like during ceremony, or to shift state, so I've found myself, if I'm not feeling good for whatever emotion I'm feeling, it doesn't feel good, to dance and to move really helps shift that state, and shift that energy, that feeling, into something that feels much calmer, much better. Really, really effective at clearing that sort of pent up feeling, I suppose. Yeah, so I thought I'd put that in there as feels really important as a a connection that I could see there. Um, and then something else I wanted to put into this video is I remember someone saying many years ago in something, just making a statement saying, like, if you're walking down the road, just walking in a normal like high street of a city or a town or something, and then like you do a really different movement, like everyone's just walking along and you do a really different movement, like everyone's going to be a bit thrown by that. They're really going to be uncomfortable with that. A lot of people, not everyone, a lot of people. Like say if you just suddenly put your hands up in the air or you suddenly just dance or something, there'll be some people that will really like that, but the majority of people will probably maybe even be scared, I don't know, that feel uncomfortable, and it's kind of throws them or something. That really fascinated me back then. This was a long time ago, and I was really fascinated with this whole idea of this, and I was really thinking about it a lot, of like why that is. And I realized that it's not expected behavior, and people expect a certain like a way of being, and I've gone over this in other videos that I might not have put online yet, but I might have done, but talking about this one way to be, and this certain structure to fit into, and this this certain way to be, certain way to behave and to look and stuff, and yeah, rather than lots of ways to be, and and amongst such a huge mass of people, that there's going to be lots of different ways that's going to work for people. That there's got to be, this focus is on this right way to be, as opposed to like a wrong way to be, or it's yeah, not right or something. So yeah, when an autistic person moves or vocalizes different, if not masking, just really like, yeah, they're moving when they need to move. The people really stare at that autistic person, or anybody else with differences, anybody doing something different. It really causes people to stare, because it seems like, there's such a focus on just, this way to be, and not being used to seeing differences in society. Yeah, so that often I think, like, everybody's really different at heart, but often people aren't showing their differences. And yeah, so I thought I'd say something about that, because it's a big discomfort for a lot of people. Like if they feel any, if they're suddenly feeling a lot of emotion, or a lot of feeling, or a lot of overwhelm, and need to stim to like really zone out that overwhelm, and sort of help to calm, or for any reason, whatever reason, feeling need to move or vocalize, it's really uncomfortable for a lot of people, and that seems to be a big issue for a lot of autistic people. So I thought I'd put this into the video and just speak about it. But to conclude the video, just, is stimming important for autistic people? Yes. Well, for all people, if it's needed, anytime it's needed, yes, it's really important. I believe, like, from what I feel, to focus in a classroom, for a child to be able to focus in a classroom, or an adult at college, university courses, to be able to focus at work, to be able to process things at work or at school, socially, to be able to listen and process conversation. So yeah, I feel it's really important, to regulate emotions and emotions of others, because I don't know about other people, but I can really feel changes in energy, like emotions in other people, like that. I can feel it very strongly, and that can feel really unsettling, like if I don't know why or what's going on, or yeah, like if there's like a a surface appearance of a person that's different to what they're feeling, that can really, really throw me. And so things like that, it can be really settling to help settle if we're feeling really uncomfortable with that. So yeah, to regulate emotions and emotions being felt from others. Yes, it feels really important, and it feels sensible for for self-care and health and just feeling well. So yeah, that's my video about stimming.